Welcome back, survivors, to Year 9 of the Cynically Awesome Kingdom Death Monster Dreamkeepers campaign. Let's cut the chit-chat. We have one more year until we fight Atlas next year. So, we need to prepare to the best of our abilities. That means gearing up and creating strong survivors. So, here are the 5 that I brought this year. We've got Randy, who's holding the dredges. He's 2 XP away from ranking up to Survivalism rank 3, and I want to get the people who have Tenacity 2 to Tenacity 3, because otherwise they'll be stuck on it forever. And then I've got Ben, with our Crimson set and our Guitars. He's 1 away from Facism rank 2, and he's got Blood Dancer, so we want him beefed up. We've got Sarah, with our Lantern Sword and Singing set. She's the one who's 1 away from Tenacity 3. Once we get that, I don't have to worry so much about everyone else, because then everyone else who gets Tenacity after her will get it at its max value. Then we got the legendary Lungs Sandy here. She's 2 away from Facism rank 3. Legendary Lungs might come in handy against Atlas. I don't know. And lastly, Mike, our trusty Scout. He's 1 away from Dreamism rank 2, and I really want to get Guardian to tier 2. So hopefully I remember to do that. Something also that's super important, since we got the Butchery innovation last year, that means that all of these survivors can now start getting weapon proficiency. So everyone will get the weapon proficiency of the weapon that they're currently equipped with. We have club, guitar, sword, axe, guitar again. We won't be able to get it to its specialization before Atlas, but it's good to start now, as soon as possible. I'll get into weapon proficiency and specializations once it starts to matter, but know that I'm putting the foundation down here and now. No the real goals out here. My knowledges are kind of already maxed out. I do have the random Despair, Death Sense, and Stoneheart, but I don't plan on those advancing. If they happen, great. If they don't, it is what it is. So let's begin. Mike. The Scout Hunt Event. Hey, that's you. A 1. That sounds bad. Reconnaissance. The Scout picks their way up a steep embankment. They spy their quarry out in the distance. If the Scout has +1 accuracy, he does not, their keen eye spot an advantage. At the start of the showdown, reveal the hit location. No, so none of that. Otherwise, the Scout investigates. Roll 1d10. 10. You find a shortcut to catch the quarry flat-footed. Skip the next hunt space. If this starts a showdown, we ambush. So, skip the next hunt. Skipped. Next up. Sensory overload. Your eyes water at a gaseous mist while your voice is swallowed up by an increasingly loud, low note. The survivors must make as much noise as possible or risk losing one another. The event revealer rolls 1d10 and adds +1 for each noisy instance of gear in their grid and on their record sheet. Whew. You have no noisy gear or nothing. The survivors become disoriented as the mist and noise leaves them without sound and vision. They soon lose their bearings. Roll on the random hunt event table twice before moving on. That's basically the equivalent of doing this space and this space. So, alright. 7. Hungry ground. The ground suddenly splits and a gaping stone mouth attempts to devour the event revealer whole. The event revealer rolls 1d10. If another survivor has a whip, you get +4. That is not the case. Do not die on me, please. You are important. 6. You managed to leap away in time. Thank you. Thank you. Second event. 23. I think I did that one before. Clean water. The survivors pass a forlorn fountain in the shape of a lion's face. A stream of crystal clear water flows from the mouth. Each survivor consumes water, gaining +1 survival and +1 courage. Well, I mean, I guess we take the courage, right? Any number of survivors may douse their head in water and roll 1d10. Well, I'll take the courage, but none of these survivors have disorders, so that's kind of that. And only Mike had 1 courage already to begin with. and everyone's already at maximum survival thanks to all the crazy bonuses that we got through our settlement. I have an innate 3 upon departure, and then because of face painting we got another 2, so anyone who had at least 1 would be at max. So I don't need to do the water thing. Alright, that's finally done. Next, another random events. 34. Crippling Misery. Each survivor rolls 1d10. The lowest scoring survivor becomes a straggler. If any survivor has the anxiety disorder, they are the straggler. Do not roll. The straggler is lost in a moment of profound self-doubt. They slip, not having the will to catch themselves, and tumble off a steep hill of stone faces. They land awkwardly with a crunch. This is the broken leg one again, isn't it? God damn it. Damn it. Okay. Here's how it works. Who is the straggler? Scout. Axe. Sword. Oh. That's bad. Guitars. Oh, that's bad. And pan flauter. 2. So both of these are actually the straggler, and they both suffer broken legs. Oh dear. They land awkwardly with a crunch, suffer the broken leg, severe injury, sobbing through themselves, the under grips just how terrible life is, and gain +1 understanding. If the straggler has binge eating, they wipe away their tears. No. Cool. Well, okay. Here's the thing. Ben, our guitar user, has Droidecanthus. Whenever he suffers a severe injury, we ignore it and archive the gear instead. Therefore, he doesn't suffer it. He's totally fine. We just no longer have Droidecanthus. A small price to pay. Sarah will take a broken leg. And she doesn't have stone faces, so I just get the bad. Broken leg, 1 brain damage, -1 permanent movement, 1 bleeding token. Okay. Sudden silence. A ravine opens before the survivors. The ever-present chorus of insects and motes of song are suddenly inaudible. If a survivor has 3+ understanding, they insist on a different route. I feel like I've done this one as well. I'm doing the best I can, shuffling this stuff. Such is the case with a randomly generated game like this. 7. Prevail or -2 strength tokens. You get the -2 strength tokens. We simply do not have the luxury to waste away all your survival. Overwhelming darkness. Everyone is walking the path of the insane. Scout. A 5. You shriek and lash out. All survivors suffer 1 event damage to a random hit location. Scout. Head. Head. Hands. Head. Wow. And last one. Feet. Next, axe. A 2. Spend all your survival or die. Yep, that's that. Sword. A 2. Spend all your survival or die. Luckily we have tenacity. We can get some of our survival back, and there are things that can work in our favor like stone noses, but damn. Guitars. A 5. That's the same thing again. Damage. Unfortunately, Sandy now has 0 head armor. Hopefully that doesn't become a problem. And lastly, waste. Okay, our last survivor. 9. A huge eye stares at you from the darkness. It scares you sane. Set your insanity to 1 and gain the post-traumatic stress disorder. What is that? You go from 11 insanity to 1. And post-traumatic stress says, the last hunt was harrowing. All you can do is cower and relive your trauma. Only time can heal your wounds. Next settlement phase, you do not contribute or participate in any endeavors. Skip the next hunt to recover. Ouch. But in the end we survived, I guess. So, we can move on with the worst behind us. The Bone Eaters. You feel a stoic and threatening presence. You step off the trail and raise your lantern in awe, revealing anatomical perfection. Your bones ache with fear as you realize this is not a fight you can avoid. If you have not reached Lantern Year 2 or later, roll a random hunt. No, this is actually a mini fight. Okay, let me refamiliarize myself with these rules and set this up. We're not fighting the Smog Singers just yet. We're fighting the Bone Eaters. Perfectly formed bodies bulging with muscle, massive eyes capable of seeing in the darkness, a menacing gleam of stark white teeth set in a rictus grin. Alright, so we're set up here. Technically, we've arrived at a showdown, so everyone gets their bonuses from stone noses and anything else that they have them. I don't have anything else. We're fighting 4 Bone Eaters. They have their own health separately, unlike the Smog Singers who share a collective health pool. So I have to keep track of how much health each one has individually. They give you these small dice that let you do it, but it's not convenient. Each one has 2 health. They have toughness of 8 and movement of 6. We've got a lot of fancy rules, but we'll see how they come into effect as they occur. What would happen right now is we use this initiative deck to determine which of them attack first. So we'll have this one here with the skull stuff on his head, and he would begin. He would pick a target and then move and attack said target. But remember, there's a window of opportunity there, and I'll be damned if I don't make use of it. Unfortunately, because of the conditions we're in, having lost a lot of survival along the way, not everyone can make a whole lot of use of it, but some can. So let's do that. During this window, we'll have the Scout, Dash, and Surge. What that allows him to do is move into range and attack with his Razor Symbols. 2 attacks hitting on 6s. That's 1 hit. They don't have hit locations. I said just try to wound against their toughness. So Razor Symbol, strength of 4, plus 1, 5, therefore 3 ups. And I got a Lantern 10, which is a critical wound. They don't have hit locations, but they do have critical wound locations, like this. Critical wound. The monster cannot counter at the end of this attack. I'll get to what that means later. Your attack smashes into the Bone Eater's chest, breaking a pair of upper ribs. The Bone Eater gains -1 damage and -1 speed. Place the tokens next to the affected Bone Eater. So this one has that, and -1 health. Now, it mentioned that the Bone Eater cannot counter. If you attack one of the Bone Eaters when you're not in their blind side, they will get to smack you back after the attack is done. Attack is done, but since I crit him, that doesn't happen. So that's great for now. And I think that technically counts towards weapon proficiency. So actually, if I manage to get through this fight alive, you get a point in Katars. Moving right along, our Katar user here, rather our other Katar user here, will also attack one of them. He's also hitting on 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sheesh. Strength is 4, innate is 1 for 5, got 2 -2 tokens, but has Blood Dancer for +2. We're looking for 3s, and this should be pretty simple. Nope. Yes. Yes, you're dead. Remove you from the board. And that's 1 down. Randy here has survival. We'll spend a dash and a surge to get him over here. 1, 2, 3. Now, although this picture doesn't look like it's usable land, I believe that it is. I've looked high and low for context clues with the setup. Looks like you can be on it. If you can't, let me know. I don't think it's going to matter right this moment. Attacking with the hand fluter. 6s become 5s. That'll be 1 hit. You'll also get 1 survival, 1 insanity. Strength is 3. Crocodile Eyes says 4. Innate Strength says 5, 6. So we're looking for 2s. Got it. Which means you are now dead. So I have 2 characters with tenacity, which gives them these survival tokens, which says that they can be used at any time to gain 1 survival. Our sword user here, Sarah, will spend the 2 that she has to gain 2 survival. I only need 1 to get us to tenacity 3, but I need survival. Give me the survival. So we finally have tenacity 3. When you depart, gain 3 survival tokens. Spend them at any time to gain plus 1 survival. Finally, this goes into our deck, but I can't make use of it right now because it's only for people who newly acquire it. And I've already departed, so I can't get more survival tokens. But I'll put them to use now by spending 2 for a surge and a dash. Rather, a dash and a surge. Do the same thing. 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. Actually, no, hitting on 5s. You're blind. Only 1. And of course, my strength is like a bajillion. Lantern Sword is 3, 5, would be 3s, but I roll 2 dice. That's technically a crit. Critical Wound. The monster cannot counter. Your attack sends the monster tumbling back. The Bone Eater suffers knockback 3. If this would move the monster into impassable terrain, the Bone Eater slams against the terrain with a satisfying meaty sound. Suffer an additional wound. Knockback 3, you say. 1, 2, slams against the terrain, satisfying meaty sound, suffer an additional wound, dead. And technically, these stone columns are obstacles, impassable, but destructible, so when a monster, 1, 2, 3, goes over it, they archive the terrain. So everyone pretty much took care of their Bone Eater. Unfortunately, Sandy there has no survival with which to surge. So I am going to actually have to take one of these attacks. And it goes like this. Pick target, move and attack. Movement, don't need to go anywhere. Use 2 dice. Accuracy 3+. Man, it's been a while since I took an attack, huh? 3+. My evasion is 1 innately, so it makes it 4. Then I have a Rawhide Vest with the affinities correctly touching. Makes it 5. You miss once, you hit me once, but it wasn't a perfect hit. But you'll hit me on the head. That's bad. That's a heavy injury and then a severe injury to my head. Okay. And Sandy doesn't have a lifetime reroll. Don't die here, please. You have the Butcher's Cleaver. If you die with it, you lose it permanently. Please don't die. 7. Blind. Lose an eye. Oh, that's probably even worse for you, isn't it? No, that's fine. It's okay. Alright, -1 permanent accuracy and a bleeding token. It is what it is. But we did what we thought we would never do. Progress Stoneheart. Stoneheart 2 says, add 1 to severe injury rolls. It's cute. Doesn't matter for all the people who have Stoneheart now, but for people who get it in the future, alright, that's something. Then it's our turn. So she's going to get her revenge with the Cleaver. 2 attacks hitting on 6s. That's 1, but Legendary Lungs. Just 1. Strength is 5, +2, 7s, looking for 2s. Got a wound, so at the very least, everyone will get a proficiency in their weapon, so long as you do not die. Because I attacked you in your face, not in your blind spot, therefore you will counter me. Surgical Sweep. Bone Eater full moves towards the attacker and slashes its scalpel in a wide arc. Any survivors in the cut zone, which is the first 3 spaces here in front, Suffer 1 hit for 1 damage to the chest. 1 damage. Any survivors that are hit suffer bleed 1 and knock back 3. That's alright. If the Bone Eater is toned, no. Don't even know what that is. Okay, who wants to finish them off? I think it would be in our best interest to have the Ham Fluter do it, so that they can get survival. Then again, I do already have 2 tokens. I don't really need to. So we'll just have you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, unless you have broken legs, do you? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 5s. 3 hits. Strength 4, 5, plus 2, minus 2, 3s. Crit. Monster cannot counter. Blow to the temple sends the Bone Eater in a violent seizure. It flails wildly, dealing 1 damage to every adjacent survivor and 1 wound to every adjacent Bone Eater. I wonder if that happens first or second. I think that it does happen simultaneously. So I will take the 1 damage to my hands and kill you. That was a little annoying, but we won, and our rewards are as follows. 1 Hunt XP, 1 Weapon Proficiency, if possible. Everyone does. And rewards. The Bone Eater's corpses petrify. Roll 1d10 for each Bone Eater defeated. On a 7+, the survivors manage to carve a random basic resource from its body. On a 10+, no royal scalpel, and then we gain rewards as follows. 1 perfect bone. So 2 basic resources, hide, monster bone, and then perfect bone. So now we deliberate. Survivors may choose to resume the hunt, return home and suffer starvation, or reduce the level of their quarry by 1, which will also cause all survivors to lose 1 survival and suffer 1 brain damage. Settlements with the Song of Brave cannot change the quarry's level or turn back. Instead, gain 3+ survival and continue on singing. I don't know, we're kind of in a bad spot. Having lost so much survival, I'm scared of level 2 now. But we'll try it anyways, because I'm crazy. But that's not the last we've seen of the Bone Eaters. What happens when you defeat them is you replace this level 1 encounter card with its level 2, and it can go up to level 4. I don't think fighting these guys gives you any collective cognition. They're not a quarry, they're not a nemesis. It's an encounter showdown. Don't think that counts. So all we really got out of this was weapon proficiency. Alright, sure, whatever. Unfortunately, any negative bonuses I still have remain. They don't really go away until I return to the settlement, I believe. So bleeding tokens and such remain. Here we are at Smog Singers level 2. There is a lot going on here because our survivors who arrive again get bonuses. But that's it. Smog Singers, let's go. Acoustal Greeting. Finally got an attack out of you guys, huh? Pick target, adjacent threat, nobody. Pick target, closest threat, somebody. Move and attack. Now this is a synchronic attack, meaning it's AoE. No one else is in that. It's just you. It's 2 dice, hitting on 4s. I'm in tall grass, which adds 2 evasion. And actually, let's not forget, these are level 2 Smog Singers, meaning they get +1 speed and +1 damage. Didn't know that, did you? Well, that's because I kicked their ass last time. 3 dice, 4 becomes 6s. My innate evasion makes it 7. They miss once, but I've got a singing cap. Whenever I'm hit with more than 1 attack, I can ignore one of those hits. So this hit will do 2 damage to me. I can decide to dodge this after I roll the hit location. Head. I mean, it's not great, but I'll take it. 2 damage to the head location. Actually, No, I don't have to put it to my head because it's vibration damage. Vibration damage can be spread amongst all of my hit locations at my choosing. So feet and waist, why don't we? Next up, you, 1, 2, much of the same. 4s become 6s. Randy has 1 evasion as well for 7s. 2 misses. And then this is 2 damage you can spread as you like. Let's go for 2 to the body. I've got plenty of armor there. And vibration damage doesn't hurt anything else I have. Now you, we have a problem here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh dear. Please don't die. Don't let my error in judgment kill you. 4s, 5s for my innate, 6 for my vest. 2 misses, 2 damage. I can take it on my waist and my feet. Okay. Alright. We took 1 attack from the Smog Singers. We did it! It's been done. Now we attack. Our axe and our guitars have faceism, so they have to be in their face. So, how do we want to do this? Axe, go ahead, swing, 5s, 6s because you're blind. And you've got legendary lungs. No. Just 1 hit. Back to normal hit locations. Strength is 5, 6, 7. Looking to beat 9s. This will be 2s. A crit. Full move the monster towards the attacker. If adjacent, colorful smog pours into your mouth. A rush of emotions leaves you blushing. Ooh, actually, before anything, Scout. I forgot about you. Scout has a Guardian. So that 1 miss, I just want to use it. Because it's so hard to use. You have to be adjacent to the person who needs a reroll. The Guardian says, I'll take a systemic pressure token for you so that you can reroll your dice. So that initial miss that Sandy had, I can reroll that for kicks and giggles. That would have also become a hit, which would have also become no additional hits. So I have this now, which doesn't change anything. I just have an extra hit. Okay, back to the crit. The monsters begin to anxiously gasp for air. Gain 1 random monster resource. You get a gaseous belly. The smog around you starts to thin. All survivors get +1 accuracy token. Hooray! Considering half of them are blind, I will take it. And that's 1 for weapon proficiency. Or at least I've done it so that once this encounter is over, I have it. Second location here. A 3, that'll wound, but will trigger the reaction. The monster turns to face the attacker. It spits a deep bass note as red smog pours from its nipples. All survivors in the zone of hate suffer 3 damage to a random hit location and bash. That's going to hit 1. It's going to hit these 3 guys right here. So, here's something that can change how this is going to happen here. That's a lot of bad. But, before I actually execute this reaction, there is a survival opportunity. So, we'll have our scout spend a survival for dash, get him out of that zone. 1, 2, 3. Now he's out of there. Qatar, you have survival to spare. We'll have you dash, and you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I can just back you up just ever so slightly because you have faceism. You need to be in the face. So I can't hide too far. But you can't use it, 1, because you have no survival, and then 2, during an attack, even though there might be windows of opportunity, you cannot spend survival. So that means you'll suffer 3 damage to a random hit location. Do not be the head, I swear to God. chest. 1, 2, 3. That's a heavy injury, which will already knock me down anyways. Which is fine. You're knocked down. It's fine. Stay there. Next up. Now I'm actually scared of them. Well, we can have you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Attack with the lantern sword. 3 dice. Hitting on 5s becomes 4s, becomes 5s, becomes 4s. You're blind, but you have +1 accuracy, and you're in the blind spot. So, net gain. Cool. 2 hits. Let's see. I will go for the one that has a failure on it because I don't think I'm going to fail. My strength is 3, 4, 5 would be 4s on 2 dice. 19. Yeah. Wound. Then the other one. Wound. To the velvet chest. Which says, Smog pours from rows of memories on the monster's back. Full move the monster towards the attacker. If adjacent, the smog chokes you. Suffer 2 brain damage. 1, 2, putting you to 9. If you are insane, you are. Suffer bash and knockback 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Haha. Just before this. Well, that's pretty far. I don't think anything good is going to come out of that. I could encourage you up, or fist bump you up, but you won't get back in time. So there's really no point to waste the survival at this moment. Man. Guitar, 1, 2, 3. Blood glass guitar, 4 dice, +1 accuracy, 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. First strike. Reroll everything with a -2 modifier. So that means 5s becomes 7s. I still keep 2. I'll get rid of this one. And this one, I guess. Strength becomes 4, 5, +2, -2. Oh, wait a minute. Let me do something real quick. So remember, I moved back here just to get out of range of the zone of hate. Let me just adjust that so that I'm here, because the crimson set that Ben has here has the crimson dress, which allows you to spend your action and your movement to perform this ability called Immortal Spin. You spend both those things and move 3 spaces forward. If you moved 3 spaces, activate a melee weapon with +1 strength for each bleeding token you have. Everything's still the same, except now I have 2 additional strength. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Gonna wound on 2s. 9, very much a wound. Back of the head. 9, also a wound. Tears stream down the monster's serene face. It moves 4 spaces away from the attacker. If the attacker is insane, yes sir, they cannot help but laugh. All non-death survivors gain a guilt token. Guilt. Guilt. Guilty. Guilt. Guilty. Guilt. I guess even I do, because all non-deaf, that's me. So now I'm guilty. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I might want to encourage you up now. If still standing, the attacker may pursue the monster. If they do, their aggression is shocking. Survivor with the least tokens gains 1. Let's have that be the scout. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we draw another hit location. Downy belly, You strike the monster before it has a chance to fill its intestines with air. 4, that's a wound. 4 guilt. We like that. And I'm kind of in a safe spot here all by myself. I'm going to surge. So 6s becomes 5s, becomes 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dangerous territory. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Damn. Emotional breakdown. I have 4 guilt tokens. Actually, I have 5 because the trap gives you 1. A guilt whipworm manifests the tune, jiggling your organs with increasing vigor. Shaken, you lose your balance, suffer vibration damage equal to your guilt, and bash. You are not currently singing, so the other effect does not apply. But vibration damage, you say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm now at 0 waist and feet and 1 in everything else. That's not great. So I could encourage people to stand up. I even have a singing breastplate, which has a similar ability to that crimson dress, but it says if you move 4 spaces, everyone gets encouraged. You would think that's really good. However, people who are knocked down right now are not threats. So I don't want them to be threats. I don't want them to potentially take hits if they don't need to. But Randy will definitely fist bump to get you up. And then, would it be smart to go in? That would be all of your survival. I actually kind of don't want to. No, let's go back. No, we don't need to do that. Let's not do that. We don't have the survival to spare on her. I want her to keep survival for dodging, just in case. People are starting to actually get really damaged now, so can't afford it. Randy, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't go through my own teammate here. I'll dash so I can get my extra movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Your legs are not broken, so you can get that far. And you know what? Kicks and giggles. 10. Ham fluter. Attack gives me back my survival. 2 attacks hitting on 6, 5 for blind spot, 4 for innate accuracy, 3 for accuracy token. 2 hits. Forlorn face. Undulating tail slime. That's the -2 again. So we have to do this again at a -2 modifier. So 6 becomes 8, becomes 7, becomes 6, becomes 5s. Keep them both. Alright, first strike. 3, 4, 5, 6 crocodile eyes, 3s is what we're looking for, right? Crit! The monster's fin flops pitifully. The pustules on its tail leak radiant streams of smog. Gain 1 random monster resource. Full move all smog singers away from you. Got a fluted bone. Full move away. No. Your movement is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is nonsense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, the other card doesn't go into effect. Scout. You can just have him kind of go off and close over there. And everyone else is knocked down. And I don't want to get them up yet. What a position we're in. Smog Singers, your turn to go. Slow overtone. This is an overtone card. Overtone cards are unique to the Smog Singers, but they are essentially moods. The reason why they need to be pointed out specifically is because when this comes into play, they're all doing the mood. But we can remove it if we hit and wound each one. If we can hit all 3 of them, then we can discard the mood. The mood in question. The monster begins to slow dance and sing. Boils erupt with vapor of dreamy colors swirling through the air, enhancing the bewildering mood. When this comes into play, the guiltiest survivor is doomed, slow dancing along. If the only remaining survivor is slow dancing. They dance until they dehydrate and die. The monsters mourn the survivor's death, cherishing their beautiful dance together. It's not bad, all things considered, because it doesn't actually change anything. It just means that the last survivor standing is dead. So I'm not actually in a rush to remove the overtone, because if I remove it, it gets discarded, which means that it goes back into its health pool. For now, that card is out. It's as if we did another point of damage, even though we didn't. So we're back to the top, and it is our turn. Randy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That costs a dash, putting you to 5, but your hand flitter will just give it right back to you with additional insanity. 6, 5, 4, 3. 2 hits. Ooh. Okay, let's go for the loving eye. Strength is 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3s. Oh, that's a 1. Which reminds me, I forgot about Guardian. I spent all that time talking about it and I didn't even pull out the card. Guardian 2 says, imagine yourself the sole protector carrying everyone on your shoulders. After a survivor in your field of view makes a roll, you may intervene, suffer 1 systemic pressure token, and reroll one of the results, limit once per showdown. Not a big deal at the moment, but it's there, because I think the limit once per showdown already applies. I don't think I can actually get it from it. So we'll just move on. Next location, 4 will wound. And cause another 3 damage to a random hit location and bash. Chest. 1, 2, 3. Put you to light onto the chest and bash. I wonder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a bit dangerous to have so many people close to each other. But we did also wound you here, so remove that. You attacking with the Butcher's Cleaver, 5 becomes 6 because I'm blind, becomes 5, becomes 4. 2 perfect hits. 2 more hits. Oh no. This is dangerous. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good. Strength is 5, 6, 7. Looking for 2s on everything. Soft back breasts. Wound. Downy belly. Wound. Back of the head. Crit. The monster suffers knockback 4 and is knocked down. You may pursue. Knockback 4, knocked down, pursue, which draws a new hit location. It's a first strike one. I guess, do we do that first? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense now, does it? Reroll your successful hits. Yeah, I don't think that works, because my successful hits, I had 4 successful hits. Discard a hit location for each miss. I don't think we apply this. This doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, it says it must be resolved before any others. I mean, I guess we're gonna do it that these 2 are successful hits, right? So we'll roll those at a -2, so it becomes 6s. If this is wrong, then oh well. I lose them both. It's kind of okay. If only I had survival, then I could really do something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have the survival to do it. Dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Attack. 4. Dice on 6. 5, 4. Wow. 2 misses. But you know what? I'll take it. It's fine. 1, 2. Hooded foreskin and downy cheek. So, foreskin. Strength 4. 5. +2, -2. So 4s. I don't wound the foreskin. But but I do wound its cheek. The cheek has a reflex. The monster moves 4 spaces away from the attacker. 1, 2, 3, 4. If still standing, I may pursue. If you do, my aggression is shocking. Survivor with the least skill gains 1. So who has the least skill at this point? The scout. The scout only has 2. And then we can move 1, 2, 3, 4. Gain a new hit location. Flat nose. 4s. Another wound. We have 3 health remaining. I wonder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. Ooh, but I don't want to. Not really. I mean, it's whatever, it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't want to get rid of the mood card, but I don't think I can really help it in this scenario. 3 attacks. 5, 4, 5, 4. 2. Please don't. Fuck. You gain a guilt. That's 4, which means that you will then suffer vibration damage and bash. So, bash and vibration damage says 4, so we can spread this around. 1 to the head, 1 to the legs, 1 to the waist, 1 to the chest. That's not the worst thing in the world. So that means, oh, damn it, Randy, why are you on the ground? I need your survival. Mike, scout, you fist bump your friend here. She's back up. You can then spend 1 survival for surge. Let's try that again, please. 5 becomes 6 becomes 5 becomes 4. 1. Down your throat. Strength is a bazillion. That's a wound. Which means all the tokens have been removed. The overtone goes into the discard pile. You gain a guilt. Thrashing in panic, the monster moves 4 spaces away from the attacker. 1, 2, 3, 4. If still standing, I can pursue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait a minute. This person is the one with the broken legs, so I need her to have dashed to get into the initial position here. So the pot is right. Boom. I moved. And then new hit location. Wounded again. 2 health remaining. This one's also a pursue. Tear stream down the face. Full move away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, you're getting real close. 1, 2, 3, 4. All non-death survivors gain a guilt token. Whoa. You're getting real dangerous there. I've got people up to 6 and 7 guilt. And the scout who hasn't even attacked anyone has 4. But I get a new hit location. Again with this. I don't know if that really makes a whole lot of sense. But alright, I played it this way. I'm shooting myself in the foot. I think it's okay. What can we do? 5, 4, 5, 7. Nope. So it goes away. And they no longer have any survival to their name. Well, what we can do now... Let me see something. 1, 2, 3... No, you can't even like get in here. That's unfortunate that we can't make use of all that anymore. But you can spend a surge. 6 becomes 5, becomes 4. 3. 1, 2, 3. Failures, failures. You know what? Let's 4, 5. Looking for 4s. It's actually possible to fail this. Let's go for the singing kidney. 2, I fail. Full move the monster towards the attacker. Colorful smog pours into your mouth. Tears of joy stream down your face. You begin to sing. Flip your song. A song of pain. When this is turned face up, remove all your guilt tokens. Whee! Down to 0. Your blood pulses with the song, threatening to cut out at any moment. All your severe injury rolls other than 10 are 1. Don't like that. Looking for 4s. Going for this one now. Got it. And wound. The monster panics, excreting smog laced with fear hormones from its many nipples. If I'm guilty, I'm not. No primal fear. Last one up. You have no health. Crit. Monster deflates into nothing. You're overcome by mixed emotions. Gain an additional guilt token and remove the wounded Smog Singer from the board. Well, it doesn't matter because you're all actually dead. So, whee! Dead. Great. Alright. What do we get for this? Level 2 Smog Singers. Give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, thank you, 3, 4, 5, plus everything else that we already had. All right. That wasn't the worst thing in the world, but I definitely took a lot of damage, and getting severe injuries passed around wasn't good. I got blind. I got another broken leg. Like, come on. But everyone will get 200 experience and 1 more weapon proficiency. But when I get back, a person with PTSD doesn't contribute any endeavor and cannot come to the next hunt, which is against Atnis. But let me set up the settlement and we'll see what we can do. And here we are at the settlement phase. As you can see, I've already kind of done most of the actual development because not a whole lot exciting happens or a lot of random stuff happens. So I've just kind of, in the interest of time and my battery life, done most of the development already. But from the top, everyone comes in, we get 4 endeavors. Unfortunately, Randy, I believe it was, had PTSD and doesn't contribute an endeavor. Okay, we update the timeline. We get our settlement event. We get Skull Eater. Nominate a random returning survivor to gain +3 insanity. If there are no returning survivors, nominate survivor from the settlement to gain +3 insanity. Nominated survivor consumes the skull of a deceased survivor. They awaken a hunger that cannot be stopped. Gain the marrow hunger impairment. Do we have cannibalize? You better believe it. The Skull Eater's diet is met with glances of curiosity. Why would anyone forego soft flesh in favor of gnawing on bone? Grateful for one last mouth to feed, the settlement leaves the Skull Eater to their own devices. Add the Marrowism Systemic Philosophy card into your philosophy deck if it does not already contain it. If the nominated survivor does not already have homicidalism, they immediately adopt Marrowism. Replace their current philosophy, tenet, and neurosis. So we don't know who gets this. But I will roll it 1d10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 10. That is Randy. Okay. This will be interesting. Because Randy was about to become rank 3 survivalism. But instead, he becomes rank 1 Marrowism. I'm actually not sure how that really works. Either way, Marrowism now goes into this deck. Randy is adopting that philosophy. So the way that it works is that they adopt a philosophy, and although Randy would have gone to rank 3, they instead go to rank 1, and if I want to then move up from there, I have to send him out, and every time he comes back, he will rank up once. He doesn't automatically get all the way back up to 3. So right now he's at 1. Let's check out Marrowism. Their neurosis is arrogance. Why follow in any other footsteps? When you gain knowledge of the forum that is not Marrowism, it costs +2 Lumi. That's bad. But I don't think I need him to gain any new knowledges. You cannot refuse a majestic invitation from a bone eater. Ominous. Their tenant is osteophage. Osteophage. You may archive a bone resource to consume it. If you do, gain the marrow hunger impairment, which you already have. Observation, when you consume a bone, gain 1 checkbox. Do 3 times, you get the next step up from this, which is so far nothing. That's a completely worthless ability. You have to really gamble that upgrading it does anything for you. But not only that, we proceed to his rank 1. Meroism, untouched treasures. You press your fingers bluntly into your chest, examining your tough exterior. The satisfying hardness you find underneath your own fragile flesh makes you wonder, why does the soft flesh conceal the unyielding bone and not the other way around? Nature is wrong. Gain +1 Lumi and roll 1d10. 9. Longingly, you examine the scavenged bone piles in the settlement. You compromise, only licking the smooth, hard grain. The monumental task of resisting is its own power. Gain +1 speed. Interesting. Okay then. Well, as cool as that is, we can't bring you to the next hunt. You have post-traumatic stress. Very unfortunate for you. Let's see. Other milestones include everyone else. So that's Randy done. Sandy goes to rank 3, Facism. Mike goes to rank 2, Dreamism. Sarah goes to rank 4, Survivalism. And Ben goes to rank 2, Facism. Let me get the books and come back. Alright, rank 2, Facism. We've seen this before. Let's see what we get. A 9. In each gaze, you see your own face looking back. The world is a fractal mirror, your own questioning expression, exasperation, mystery clinging to the surface and emerging from every blank surface. Gain +1 Lumi and roll 1d10. With a fragment of lantern, you busy yourself, erasing the features of the stone faces around you. The bloodied, featureless faces bring relief. Gain +1 Lumi as well as an observation in your tenant knowledge, which you already have maximum of. That's worthless to me. Thanks for nothing. There's a knowledge here I'm not getting. Ugh, frustrating. While we're on the topic of Facism, this one's new. Endless equation. Life is written on the face. Scars of suffering, lines of worry, a persistent gleam shining from a ruined eye. The past transforms the face, but the transformed face creates the future. Gain +1 Lumi and roll 1d10. Tree. You master your facial muscles. You contort your expression to delight the gaze of every survivor. They flock to you, seeking your counsel, your comfort, or simply an encouraging smile. Gain the Stone Face Engraver ability. You reshape faces. When a survivor adopts a philosophy, they draw an additional card and choose one to adopt. That's awesome! That's just permanent. That just exists now. You don't need to be a returning survivor. You need to do anything. You can just live in the settlement for all I care, and that's true. Cool. Next, rank 4, Survivalism. This is the end. Surprising how fast we got here. Survivalism. Survival beyond death. What did you struggle for? If it could all end in an instant. Refuse to let your life end with death. Transcend survival. Gain +1 Lumi and roll 1d10. Add 2 to your result if the settlement has innovated both family and hovel. We have. Sarah is drowning in Lumi. Roll 1d10. 3 becomes a 5. You decide the next generation is in need of your tutelage. If there's another survivor with less hunt XP than you, gain the mentor ability. If no one is available, you train by yourself and gain +1 strength. Yeah, you're a mentor. You can spend an endeavor to nominate a survivor with less hunt XP than you. They gain +2 Lumi and +2 hunt experience. Limit once per lantern year. That's great. And last but not least, Mike gets rank 2 Dreamism, which we have already seen last year. How does he react to the new person? 10. Same thing. +1 population, and the dreamer gets +1 courage and +1 Lumi. That does put Mike at 3 points of courage. So he triggers bold. We're familiar with this. When you trigger it during this settlement phase, you become a matchmaker. So when he becomes a returning survivor, you can spend an endeavor to intimacy, which actually will change what I then want to do with this. But he also gets to roll on the table for a 10. +1 permanent accuracy. Neat. We have another dream baby. We'll call them Cloud. Cool name for a worthless child, unfortunately, because they do not get Survival of the Fittest or Clan of Death. But anyways, other things worth noting. Babs adopting Blood Dancer 3. Babs will be coming to the fight with Atlas. Guardian 2, giving it to Sandy. She is also coming to the fight with Atlas. She's got legendary lungs. It's do or die. Stoneheart 2, not giving it to anyone. I don't care that much. What else we got going on here? We've got a bunch of purchasing happening. I've got these hides that I am turning into leather with this endeavor. With that leather, I can then take these other resources and make a leather mask, skirt, cuirass. Cool. We're getting our way towards the leather set. Gonna make bandages, just in case. Perfect bone, tail fat, vocal cords, banking them. Broken lantern. I have 2 in my settlement bank. This is the 3rd. I can finally make the scout's lantern. Super useful thing. It allows me to draw 2 settlement events and pick one. That's handy. Making the 2nd razor symbols, delicate hand, whistle tooth. Guitar user, sitting pretty. Butchery. Costs an endeavor and an organ, but then one person can get weapon proficiency once per lifetime. A lot of them are super useful. Axe, sword, club, guitars, they're all good. The point you want with the proficiency is the higher the proficiency, you get specialization and then you get mastery. When you get mastery, you basically give everyone who adopts that weapon fighting style specialization. It's free. The problem is, I don't think, well, the axe is good. Don't get me wrong, it's very good. The problem is, I don't think that we'll be using axes in the mid to late game. And the only reason why I'm using this axe is because it's the butcher's axe. But if that character dies with the butcher's axe, we lose the axe. So I don't want to put too many eggs in that axe basket. Instead, we'll put it towards the sword. So the character with the sword is Sarah. So she'll get it. And she'll have the sword specialization during the fight. So that's that taken care of. Innovate. We get 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to take drums. Doesn't seem like a lot right now, but I'm looking to the future. I need Song of the Brave. Currently, drums only provides some additional endeavors. Don't care. I want the consequences of drums. The only thing left to do now is to use that matchmaker and create a baby. I have another pair of partners. The unnamed Paz Sun and Rocket Girl will have kids. I go with the 5, it becomes a 6. Gain +1 population. The parents decide to spend time with the newborn. None of them participate in any endeavors this year. The experience is wonderful and the parents gain +10 survival. The settlement has a grand feast. No, we do not. Blah, 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 blah. Nothing else fancy. But one new baby with the newborn bonuses that we get. So that'll put us to 22 population. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think that's it for this settlement phase. There's nothing else I want to spend my resources on unless... Oh, you know what? No. Here's what I do. Let me change something real quick here. This leather chest piece took this bone, this whistle tooth. I want that. So I'll still have created all this leather. I just won't spend one of them. So I still have 1 leather in reserve. Then I'll save this whistle tooth. The reason being because I'm not going to be hunting Smog singers for at least a few years. And I want to create something called the Harpy Harp, which requires that whistle tooth, which requires another resource I have in the bank, and requires scrap. Scrap is a somewhat rare resource. Whistle tooth counts as scrap, but I'm not going to be fighting Smog singers, so I'm not going to be getting whistle tooth's teeth anymore. So I have to hope to draw a broken lantern. I don't know if the Crimson Crocodile has scrap in its resource deck, and I don't know if the Phoenix has scrap in their resource deck. So I'm going to be hunting those guys and hopefully get scrap while also hopefully continuing to make more leather pieces, because that's just useful. Other than that, that is the year. I have a lot of Lumi, and I could be spending it to mentor people, but I don't feel a super need to do that at this moment, because me boosting people's experience would just give them access to these philosophies, and I want new stuff. I know level 2 and level 3 philosophies exist. Hopefully, I will get access to those soon. And then thanks to my stone face modifier person, I can choose between 2 philosophy cards, which one people adopt. So I can try and manipulate the deck so that I'm only getting the level 2 ones, and hopefully we'll find out that they're super cool and worth getting over the level 1 ones. I don't know. Considering that stone face thing came out of faceism, I mean, hey, anything can happen. Maybe there is gold inside these philosophy packets that I'm just not rolling on or have yet to see. But that's all for now. Next year will be a lot simpler because we are just fighting Atlas, the Child Eater. So get excited because you'll see him in all of his jolly glory. You'll see what I mean. As usual, if you've been enjoying the series, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad. Don't tell your sister, she'll get grossed out, so that YouTube knows that I'm good for business. But that's all for now. Thank you for watching.